So on this program, night after night, we call for equal justice under the law. Whether it's the Russian investigation, any criminal matter, no person, no matter how privileged, rich, entitled, connected, should receive any special treatment from our government. Now, sadly, that is not the case with the Clintons. For example, you might remember when James Comey admitted under oath that then Attorney General Loretta Lynch asked him to call the investigation into Clinton's email server scandal. Not an investigation. Don't call it an investigation. Call it a matter. And he listened to her. Watch this.
The Clinton campaign at the time was using all kinds of euphemisms, security review, matters, things like that for what was going on. We were getting to a place where the Attorney General and I were both going to have to testify and talk publicly about it. And I wanted to know, was she going to authorize us to confirm we had an investigation? And she said, yes, but don't call it that, call it a matter. And I said, why would I do that? And she said, just call it a matter.
Just follow the Clinton talking points. Of course, you're the FBI director. I'm the Attorney General. The fix is in. Here now is the author of Defeating Jihad, former Deputy Assistant to the President, Sebastian Gorka, and the attorney, the person representing that FBI informant in the Uranium One scandal, Victoria Toensing, is back with us. All right. He not only followed Loretta Lynch's advice, Sebastian, he also then went forward with the matter, and the fix was in. He purposed gross negligence. That is a legal term. It was in not one, but at least two documents. They edited it out to get the legal standard gone so that they could exonerate her before they even did the investigation. I've never heard of such insider backroom dealing in my life. You'd be in jail. Victoria would be in, well, Victoria would never be in jail because she has Joe. And I'd be in jail. Your thoughts?
Mere mortals like you and I, Sean, yes, we'd be in jail. I spent 15 years of my life living in the former dictatorship of Hungary. And this is worse than the stuff I saw there, living in a country that had been a dictatorship for 40 years. There's a fact pattern. Victoria is the legal professional, but even I can see the fact pattern. There are key individuals, Comey, Mueller, McCabe, Rosenstein, and it's clear that these individuals thought Hillary was going to win. All of these people are buddies. They stick together. They watch each other's back, and they did what they thought would guarantee their future under a Hillary White House. The wrong candidate won, and we see what we see today. And I'll share one thing with you, Sean, that I haven't said before on television. I tried for 6 months to work with the FBI out of the White House on a specific project. The FBI at the highest level blocked me. At the end of the day, I had a senior FBI agent say the following thing to me. He said, Sebastian, you need to understand, the 7th floor of the FBI, meaning the senior leadership, looks at the Trump White House as the enemy.
Deep state.
That's how bad it is, Sean.
Victoria, if the fix is in and he's writing the exoneration before he's done his investigation, if he takes Loretta Lynch's cue, she, of course, met with Bill Clinton on the tarmac, and then he changes the standard from gross negligence, which is the legal standard, how could any person conclude anything other than the fix was in, just like she rigged the election, just like she tried to rig the general election? She rigged the primary. She tried to do it with the fake Russian lie propaganda dossier. There's a lot of fixing going on here.
Well, yeah, but Sean, gross negligence is the statutory term, but I can tell you extremely careless is also a legal term. And as Greg said earlier on your show, it would be synonymous, and a judge would explain that to a jury. So it was a little too cute by far. And then, as you said, Comey accepted calling the investigation a matter. And where was Comey after that tarmac meeting? If I had been FBI director, I would have called in every agent, FBI agent, on her detail and asked them how that meeting came about and what was the timing and what were they responsible for and what orders were they given. I don't think that's been done yet. Where was Comey's inner moral code? Let me tell you a story about him. When he was Deputy Attorney General, and lawyers would argue with him at the Justice Department, he would turn to them and say, I think your moral compass is askew. Well, let me tell you whose moral compass is askew, James Comey's.
Let me get an update from you on Uranium One, the FBI informant who had a muzzle on him, an NDA on him. You've been able to get that lifted now. The Uranium One deal sold out our security. We import uranium. why we would ever give 20% to Russia. And when they knew in 2009, Mueller knew, Eric Holder had to know. They're with the FBI, the FBI director and the head of the Justice Department. Bribery, kickbacks, extortion, money laundering, and racketeering. How could they have not stopped that?
Who? I mean, who was going to stop it? It seems like Obama wasn't going to stop it, even though the FBI was telling the informant that the president was being briefed on this investigation.
Meaning Obama.
So yes, the President Obama was being briefed on this investigation,
now,
and he didn't stop it.
In other words, through the presidential daily briefing. What will your client, this informant who has documents, emails, tape recordings, and infiltrated for all that period of time, what will he tell us? What will the country learn?
Oh, you know you've done this before, and I'm not going to tell you yet. He doesn't have the gag order, but this is a time that I am working with him in organizing his presentation. And I'm not about to reveal it now, but we're working very hard.
Will it be historic?
Well, I think it will be very informative about what the Russians were doing at the time.
That's why you're a good lawyer. So, Dr. Gorka, I got to ask you this. Donna Brazile saying the primary was fixed. Hillary owned the DNC, so she used the DNC to funnel money through a lawyer to pay for the phony Russian information. She used her campaign to pay the lawyer to funnel this phony Russian information to rig and fix the general election. Where's the media in this country?
When all of this is a house of cards that is collapsing. The DNC, the Clinton scandal after scandal. When everything comes out in the wash, I think we will be shocked, and we will find that the Clinton corruption, this cartel, will make Al Capone look like a guy that took your lunch money from the cattle futures on down, right through to Benghazi, right through to Uranium One. The Clintons have been a decades-long crime cartel, and the Uranium One scandal is the biggest. 20% of our uranium. Let's just let that sink in. Nuclear weapons, radiological medicine, all of that given to Vladimir Putin. It beggars belief, Sean.
I can tell you on
Sean,
all of... Yeah, real quick, Victoria.
Do you have a second for me to make one point? The Clintons are successful because they try to ruin anybody who opposes them. Watch what's going to happen to Donna Brazile. You'll be able to do clips all day tomorrow about people who are saying, oh, she doesn't know what she was doing. Donna Brazile is a tough cookie. She used to even hang around with some of us Republican women years back.
I've known her for years. She is tough. She's very tough.
Yeah, she's gonna take them on.
There is more than I can tell tonight that I know. TikTok, stay tuned. We got a lot more coming. Good. Thank you both for being with us. When we